Hi from afar.
Hi. How you doing?
What are you drinking there?
I mixed this crazy thing backstage. That's like black coffee and this like horchata, oat milk horchata thing.
Talk dirty to me.
Oh, well,
That sounds delicious.
You know, given the chance. But yeah. Let's get this party started.
It started. I need to congratulate you on the one that you love. I mean,
thanks.
this song came out last week, and in a matter of days, it has over 1 million streams on Spotify. The epic video, which I want to talk to you all about, has over 2 million views on YouTube, and you just surpassed over 3 million subscribers on the YouTube channel. That's amazing.
Thank
I mean,
you.
that's a big week. That's impressive.
That is a big week. It's funny. It doesn't like it you know, just feels like every other week.
It's
How
unbelievable.
crazy. Like inside in my own house.
It's a little Groundhog Day situation.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Did you see that movie Palm Springs yet?
Of course I did. Oh my God, so good.
I wish it was 4 months long.
I
So
know.
I could just forget my life.
I know, it's true. It was a very good
was
one.
fun.
How are you feeling about this initial response to the song?
Really good, you know, because it's so I don't want to say I've mastered it because that that would be ridiculous, but I feel like I've gotten very good at the low expectation thing. Because I feel like it's just so dangerous.
Right.
Those expectations can be so dangerous.
Well, I guess if you put out a song that you love,
Yeah.
then it's just
Yeah.
sort of other people love it too. It's an added
Yeah.
bonus, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just from even like we just started performing it, like
Yeah.
I've literally only done it like maybe 3.5 times right now because we just did a little in Soundcheck. But I'm like, oh wow, it's really fun to sing,
It sounded amazing.
Thanks.
In Soundcheck,
Yeah,
by the way.
I'm still at that point where I'm so excited to sing it that I'm over singing it a little bit. I'm just like, woo.
No such thing.
I can't
No such
control
thing.
myself.
No.
So I'll try to get it under control by tomorrow.
No, it sounds so good. I think what's also important to note is just the unbelievable global response to the song. Like for example, in countries like Mexico, Turkey, Italy, France, the fan engagement has been incredible. What do you think it is about your music that resonates with music fans of so many different languages and cultures?
I really don't know, but I think it's the emotional element. I think people can tell. The place I'm singing from just innately.
Yeah.
I think they can like. There's a definite place that it hits you other than the lyric, which I'm a big lyric person. I can't deal with without having a really good lyric behind a melody, but I think that's part of it. I think it's the element of surprise. Sometimes I always like joke about how like when people heard Lost on You, they definitely didn't conjure up this person behind Lost on You, and they were like, oh, okay.
I think it's also just as a fan, your voice, it's so unique. And just listening to Soundcheck just now, I'm always surprised every time that you're able to also do that live. I mean, it's just, besides just being arranged, it's so many different textures and your voice has so many different characteristics to it. It's really one
It's
of
a pain in the butt, I'll tell you what, because I'm really attached to every single one, and I'm just like, hey, you missed that one. That was a little off.
It sounds amazing. I'm
Thank
serious.
you.
Now, you wrote this song with Mike Del Rio and Nate Campany, who's like your all-star writing team, with whom you also wrote Lost on You, which is one of my favorite songs in recent history. Tell me about the collaboration with you guys and what it is that's so unique about your chemistry that leads you to create such powerful music.
Well, first of all, it's like a deep friendship. I mean, both of them, I feel like I almost know them like, or I've known them in past lives, like in a family way. You know what I mean? Like, I used to joke before I knew Mike that well. I'd be like, he's just this really hip, cool, talented guy with like the kind of like with like the vibe of like your grandmother who loves you. You know what I mean? Like, come here.
The warmth.
Oh, you look so beautiful today. You're beautiful. What are you wearing? Well, you smell great. Like, oh, I was like, wow. And he's just so lovely, and but without being like a pushover. Like this man is not like, he doesn't like just say yes. He's not a yes man, but he's just like a nice man. But he's, he, I think, and Nate, is very similar. Like Nate is kind of, Nate is just like, he's like a Berkeley trained, like ear trained guy. He's that guy that goes like, yeah, this is great. What if you changed that chord to like, something diminished minor flat 6? Or, you're like,
You're like,
and then all of a sudden you listen to it, you're like, wow,
wow.
that's the best thing I've ever heard, And so they just bring, both musical knowledge with soul, and I'm kind of, besides like, vocally having trained myself, I'm kind of like, autodidactic, as they say, and, as many people say, lots of people say that, like I'm like self-taught, like for the most part, like everything else. So I feel like we just, and there's a lot of, I used to call it, like Nate does this thing, I call it like the tail wag, like if I'm like singing a melody or say a lyric and he's just like, he gets that like look on his face like a proud parent or something like that. It just makes me go, you like that?
Oh, you like that. Yes, that positive reinforcement.
Yeah,
oh, that's so
and it's
sweet.
a very important thing because I've been in so many sessions. I've written with so many people, and I've had the the frying pan on the head version, like you're soaring and someone's like, like I don't like that, And then it reminds me of those old screensavers with all the colors, and they're like, it was like that, and then it's just like click. Off, they just like they stop you from like soaring like that, and we don't do that to each other, and then we've gotten very intuitive as it's gone on as far as where that person's going and to guide it and to help it and to celebrate it in a way that makes something happen. I think that Mike has also been just such a he's such a producer, and so is Nate. That's the thing, we're both producers. On this new record, I'm gonna have a couple songs that I started with Nate and his production partner Kyle Shearer, and we also got a couple of amazing songs, like the first 2 songs we ever did, that I think people really like, and so I'm basically working with these 2 separate but equal producers, and they just understand me, like I think, and we're kind of going deeper into a sound for me that's like it's like I always call us a band, in a way, like my band,
of course,
away from the stage. And it's true. We really have a, we're on our 3rd record or something like that. Maybe 4th record. We did "Night Like This" on "Forever for Now."
Yeah.
One of my records. That was one of the first songs we ever did. We did a song before that called "Lightning." That's on a Milan Farmer record. So basically, we're like we're like 100 for 100.
I love that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Has your relationship with them evolved, through time, or was it sort of like instant chemistry between you guys?
It was instant. I think, we all had respect. I've heard the story that, Nate wanted to work with me. I didn't even know, and he was like bugging, because we're managed by the same group, but separate, kind of separate people. And we all kind of wanted to like work together, and it just started going. I think there's just like this. It's kind of like a. I don't know if you played sports, but I have, and I feel like you were always like, I feel like usually the most popular person on the team was one of the best people on the team often, like it just seemed like the best people kind of hung out. I feel like we're like a team like that, like we all respect each other's like talent and abilities, and it just adds to this this beautiful vibe of like creation. I just feel really lucky,
I love that.
Yeah.
Wait, what sports did you play, by the way? I'm intrigued by this.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
and softball. I got forced to play softball because my science teacher was a softball coach, and he was a real jerk. So I was just like.
Pressured you into the softball.
Yeah, I couldn't stand him, and I can't stand him. I'll never stand him.
Aww.
But I played softball, and that was fun. He used to make me play third base and just like bat the ball into my face all during practice. It was nice.
Great, thanks so much for that.
Yeah, made me strong.
That's right, stronger. Let's dive a little deeper into the song itself and how it's about needing love and how we first need to turn inward and lead by example by loving ourselves. I love that message. Just tell us more about the song and the message behind it.
Yeah, the song, like, that's the thing. I've been happy with people getting the gist of it, like how to be the one that you love. I wanted to call it the whole thing, but it's a little wordy, to be the title. But it's just like, it brings up the point that, we are, we're constantly, even in our, I find, I don't know if everybody has this, but even on our deepest relationships, we sometimes don't know if we're like kind of being understood on every level, and really getting, commanding that person's attention and love, and deep like respect all the time. Like sometimes, you know, how many times have you heard someone be like, we were together for like 10 years and I found out that, you know, and then they said, I've had people that have been like, I don't love you anymore, and I don't know if I ever loved you. Like, not to me. I've been lucky like that, but I've had friends that have like gone through that. I'm like, that's deep. That is like so dark and deep, and I think that you're always like, you know, I think after my you know, first major relationship kind of dissolved, I felt like, and it was my choice, but I felt like I really was like, wow, if I could break up with this person who was so amazing and so great, anybody could do that to me, you know, like in a way. And I think the more like you have like these very serious relationships, you kind of can see that, you know, you're always vulnerable, you know, you're always like, you never know. And I think people really respond to that. And I really respond to that. It's like kind of a fascination for me. And I write about it a lot because, you know, as much as like, you know, we're not alone, we're alone, you know, and you have to, you know, you always have to kind of like, you know, invest in a new future or like another, like, you know, and I feel like it's, you know, the brevity of life in general, you know, and I feel like I've had, you know, both my parents pass, and I feel like I kind of understand that like things aren't forever in a way, but like you always want them to be. I mean, that's what marriage is about. Forever. Right. It's forever. Is it though? You know? Okay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's something that we can all relate to. Absolutely. I want to talk about the video.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So it was directed by Darren Craig, who's done beautiful videos for Rihanna and Shakira and Kesha. And it was at the Big Sky Ranch, which is where like Westworld, and Little House on the Prairie.
I'm in the middle of like second season of Westworld.
Oh,
so
it's amazing.
I was in that barn and I was like, wait, did she?
Right.
Did this a recurring thing? Like, I won't give it away, but like, I was just like, ooh, that's dark.
Yeah, that's super dark.
Super dark.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I was like, wow, okay.
That's so cool that you shot that and are not caught up on Westworld. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I was like, wow. And we got to see the house. You know, the house that she like, this isn't really giving it away, but the house that she goes, bye, Papa, you know, like, every day with the porch. We were sitting like in that house, like not in it, on the porch or whatever.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really wild, and just that area. I don't think I wrapped my head around it that we were going to go to that area, because the way I thought Darren described it, I don't listen sometimes, like all the time. I'm like, oh sure, I'll be there. 5 o'clock, great. 5 a.m.
Sounds good.
Great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like a video. And I thought it was going to be mostly like kind of superimposed kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh wow, we're like really in like, you know, we got a scene going here, you know, and I hadn't ridden a horse in a while.
I was going to ask you about that because your skills are on point.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like, I didn't, you know,
pretty impressive.
The handlers were like, "Oh, yay, someone who's actually ridden a horse before," you know, just because they're like, "You wouldn't believe what happens." I'm like,
I'm sure.
Oh, I can only imagine.
No, it's hard. You can't just hop on a horse. You know, you have to feel confident, know a thing or two.
Yeah. I mean, you know, very basic stuff. But my mom had a horse for a while, and so you know, and I rode a lot when I was a kid, but I wanted to like get going. You know, I don't really. I wasn't. If I had known for a while that we were, I would have like kind of brushed up a little bit, you know, so I could like kind of take off on it, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I think the handlers would have been like, no.
Right.
Stop. But we had some good moments, and the horse, whose name is Madara. Everybody keeps. It kind of cracks me up because it's like my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's name is MacDara. so I was
very
like,
close.
Anyway, I don't feel that way at all, but it was just funny to me. So I remembered his name, like, you know, I was
Madara.
like, Madara.
I love that.
Anyway, so I could see he was giving me like side eye in the beginning, and then I kind of got a relationship with him, and he was just lovely. It's, you know, horses are such a different vibe than other animals, you know.
Yes,
I like a dog this big, so it's just kind of like animal energy, but like gigantic.
Of course, it's a beautiful beast.
Yeah. It's a beautiful beast.
It's a beautiful beast. It's like its whole own entity.
Yes.
Yeah. And they totally can feel your energy and everything.
Yeah.
So you need to be like confident.
Yeah, and then they get cool, and like, you know, if you're like kind of like cool with riding them, they get like relaxed. And he was a lovely creature, and I don't know. I just like, Darren had the idea for the horse because we were talking about, things we could do in quarantine that were like kind of could keep the distance and all the stuff. And we talked about a car, and I'm just so sick of seeing cars and videos and I'd done one, like that. And I just was like, it just didn't feel special. And I was like, I remember we left the conversation, like, I was like, like a motorcycle? I mean, anything, a jet ski.
Right.
Like a three-piece suit, like jet skiing. Yeah. Let's do it. But, and then Darren called back, and he was like, what about a horse? And I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I would love that. And so, put it into works, and then boom, and I don't know, it felt very natural,
You looked so natural. And I
Thanks.
really was so impressed.
Thank
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't, like, I'd like to see a blooper video of, like, other people that have, like,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
tried and failed.
Right.
So I don't know. I only know myself. You know what I mean?
It was
And I was
super
like,
cool.
just don't look like a spaz.
No, you looked so effortlessly cool.
Thanks, Allison.
And also your outfit. Please talk about
thanks,
that.
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
you were magnificent.
Yeah.
The
Oh, thanks.
suit, the hat, the whole thing.
I had, that the jacket is like a YSL jacket or whatever, and the pants my tailor made, like my tailor from Denim Revival makes all these jeans for me, and thank God she made these really stretchy white jeans, because it was like, I had to put my leg over my head to get on the horse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta be flexible.
Brace yourself in sound. It was like, but I had like, like this like very stretchy white pants on, and it worked. And I was like thankful for that. But yeah.
You're beautiful and functional.
Yeah.
Can you still rock them now? I feel like white stretchy pants should be worn all the time.
Yeah, like Under Armour is going to start making double-breasted suits to work out in, I'm just like, go to the gym, like when we can finally go to gyms. I don't go to gyms, so I won't see it, but you might see it, and just people running on the treadmill in a double-breasted white
Right, I love it. I love it. Let's talk about the significance of this live stream for a second. I mean, in a normal year, you're on the road over 200 days, and your entire 2020 tour had to be rescheduled for 2021. The significance of this live stream is that you're enabling all of your fans worldwide to come together and share this concert, which is a special thing. Why was that so important for you?
Just because I think, that's the thing we're missing the most, is like sharing time with other people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think about like, God, what if this had happened when we were kids? Like, it's like when we didn't have FaceTime and all this stuff. It's like, we've been on Instagram and all that, like, we've been so cut off, like TikTok. I mean, like
I think TikTok and gaming.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you gonna play Super Mario Brothers one time? And then
I could see people juggling plates in their house, and I feel closer to God through that. But it's like very, it's like we're much more communal now. But I mean, I think everybody's really going stir crazy a bit, and wanting to feel that rush of connection to watching something together. And I at first I was like, oh God, can we just tape it first? And then I can look at it and be like, okay, take that song out. Cut that.
Next that.
Yeah. Don't let that camera, no more of that camera angle, but then I was like, like whatever, I'm gonna like, like kind of flaws and all, like go for it, and I'll feel more like, holy crap, like this has got to be good if it's live. So I think it'll be like a nice respite from being so like kind of cut off from people.
Well, I will tell you, just as a music fan, not being able to see live shows is torturous. Obviously, it's torturous for the artists and the crew, and everyone is affected by venues, everything. But for music fans, to be able to see a live show is so medicinal and so therapeutic, and to also be able to bond with other fans from around the world is such a special thing. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm also like, I feel so terrible for everybody that's out of work.
I know.
Like, even like this kind of scene, like, because usually when I'm seeing my stuff, I'm like, oh, we're about to go on tour, and it's like I have to like, I'm like cauterizing those feelings. I'm like, nope, stop it. It's a one-off.
Right. Well, do you think this will actually change the way you feel about playing live when this is all done?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to say, like, as much as I love the living room thing, I feel like, I like busted my ass, like moving up from that, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And then I was like, oh, back in the living room.
Right.
By popular demand. But yeah.
Which is special too.
It is.
In an
It's very
intimate way.
special. That's the thing. I don't want to like poo-poo that. I think that's like a beautiful thing. And I mean, especially like for me, like if I like see someone like like in the beginning, seeing like geez, I just knocked his name out. John, great guitar player. Oh my God.
John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Yeah.
Suddenly I was going John Stamos, and I was like, that's not right.
Also talented in other ways.
Also beautiful to
handsome.
Look at. Yeah. And he's just so funny and so insanely talented that like seeing him in his living room is kind of a thrill for me.
It is.
I don't, maybe I have people that think that on the other side for me, but I'm like, oh God. But it's nice to be fully stocked, because I don't have any problem doing pared down stuff. In fact, I'm looking forward to this next record. I'm gonna I think do something that's like pared down as a special, even as a tour, at some point. But yeah, I'd like to do it when I want to do it instead of like
being forced to do it. Yeah. When I walked in the set today, I was like, oh my God, there's lights, there's instruments, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
There's different layers, levels.
Yeah, and it's even like, because I've been singing, I was practicing the new song, the one that you love.
Yeah.
When I'm wailing in my in-ears in it, is just like a whole nother experience. In the microphone, I'm like, this is more fun. That's what I'm talking about.
By the way, you just whistled for 1 second.
Yeah.
You are the strongest whistler in history. I mean, I know that you're a strong whistler, but then we're just watching it again in the Soundcheck. I mean, that is impressive.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I need to know more about the whistle.
Well, it's funny. I got really strong at doing it, and there's been days. It's interesting. I could always tell when I'm dehydrated when the whistle is just like.
It's a weak whistle.
Yeah, totally. It's just like I'm like, oh no, that can't be good for the voice. Like like that means my voice is like really dehydrated. But yeah, I feel like especially the Into the Wild whistle for some reason, I got really good at making that one sound like so forced. Like it's like the one that like when like a fan if a woman fan brings her reluctant husband, that's when he goes. Yeah, it's the reluctant husband puller.
That's amazing.
They're like, oh, all right, okay.
The whistle gets them every time. That's amazing.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean,
it is I'm impressed every time I hear it. It's amazing. Do you have to work on that and strengthen that? Is that like?
It just kind of happened over time. You know what I mean? Like,
oral exercises?
Again with the audience, you don't want to see the faces of people when like you're making the whistle face and like something really lame is coming out. They're just like.
Nothing worse than a weak whistle.
Yeah, no,
sorry, you got to commit to it.
Doesn't bode well.
Right, does not bode well
for the mouth skills. Doesn't not a date puller. Let's say
not a date puller. Right.
Sorry.
Oh my God, I love this. When you wrote Heart to Mouth, switching gears for a second, you were writing that in the midst of all of the mayhem surrounding the success of Lost on You. I mean, that was such a wild time for you. I mean, that song went nuts. It was, top of the charts in 13 countries. It has 330 million streams on Spotify. But most importantly, it's just one of the most iconic songs. It's an instant classic. I love that song. In contrast, when you sat down to write this album, Think It's a Whole New World, you actually had a second to breathe and regroup and focus.
I did and I didn't, because I thought I had most of the record before we found out about this, so because I thought it was just going to be the same thing again. So I just constantly write all the time. Even now, I'm still, I think I'll always be writing. I don't go into I do take these trips. I've been going on these trips with Mike and Nate, and then also with some other people, blended into the mix. My guitar player Alex, we wrote a song on the next record, and I just feel like it kind of focuses on that, sometimes, but I in light of quarantine, I have written a few more songs that seem really oh wow, like this is going to get on the record too, So I just been feeling very creative. I kind of got, when I did my stint as a songwriter only, I truly didn't think that I had another bite at the apple, as they say, for an artist career again. So I remember treating it very kind of like an opportunity and very seriously, and I was like, doing 2 sessions a day and really, kind of like being on it, and there was no like, are you inspired today? You're inspired? Right. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, it's good. Get in the room. Give me a song for whoever, you know what I mean? And like it wasn't very, you weren't like coddled like an artist, and so I got, pretty good at like, gun to your head songwriting, I call it. And I just carried that over into my artist life. Like I don't feel like, I always tell people when they ask like what advice you give to like, younger artists or whatever. And I just say that, just write songs, keep writing songs, because first of all, they bring you to like, they just keep peeling away the onion at the core of like who you are as an artist. It's going to like show you, it leads you to it, I believe. And I also think that, if you have a hit song, what does everybody want? Another hit song. Right. There's no like, hey, here's your Medal of Honor. Now go off into the life and enjoy and just like you get a pass for life. That's You're good. Go ahead, go forth. You just need to keep writing songs, and even like Heart to Mouth. I felt very like one of the things I wanted to accomplish with Heart to Mouth was that I just wanted to, put out more material and also kind of not try to be like. Not take like 10 swings at making another Lost on You, I wanted to like, because I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to write a hit song for the sake of writing a hit song, you know what I mean? I enjoy pop songs, I enjoy pop sensibility, but I'm, all about a diverse body of work, and I'm always trying to explore that, I think this new record has a lot of sounds and a lot of vibes that you haven't seen from me yet, which is exciting.
That's so exciting. Yeah. Can you tell us more about that? Like, were there any sort of influences or muses for this new album?
Yeah, I mean, even like, making this song and the one that you love, when we went to Cabo in Mexico, we were really inspired. We went to this cool hotel called El Gonzo Hotel, and they're very artist-friendly, and we really, we took full advantage of our surroundings as far as being in Mexico and soaking up all the things, the culture there. Even like the one that you love has a ranchero kind of, leanings to it. And that was mainly because we got inspired across the street at a restaurant called George's, by this man that was playing live music there, and he was like, kind of had that vibe, and then Mike, went up and started like noodling around on guitar, and just, me and Nate started thinking of things, and and the what do you want just popped out, and we were like, oh, we were all
just popped out. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah,
and so but then we had oh gosh, I'm gonna forget his last name, but this man Yasmiel, oh god, you can look it up. Yasmiel Mafero, I'm forgetting it, but because I just call him Yasmiel,
right? That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
One name, Yasmiel.
But he chimed in on some songs. We had him he's from Ecuador. We had him come out, and we got some really cool like flavors of his playing, and I don't know, it's been we just let it fly with like, and there's a lot of like very dancey kind of stuff, there's some songs that I'm using my voice in a little bit of a different way, cool. Just a little softer here and there, and I don't know, I'm excited, but it's like, it's definitely some things that I know people haven't heard that I'm excited.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm also interested just to know who you grew up listening to, like who inspires you, what you put on. Just sort of as your go-tos?
I got so, like, when I was little, like, my mom was just kind of, not sheltering with music, but, like, my parents weren't, like, the radio. Like, my mom, like, my mom would just be, like, kind of wanting to hear show tunes and stuff like that, like, and opera. And my dad liked, like, Johnny Cash and stuff like that. So,
that's
maybe that's why it's like the ranchero thing appeals to me, because it's like operatic cowboy kind of stuff.
Pretty amazing.
I mean, I think, Queen was like one of the first things. I was over a friend's house when I was like 6 after soccer practice or something like that, and I was like in the pool, and they were just, playing stuff, and they played a Queen record, and I remember hearing, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody. And I was like, what in the hell
Right.
is that? You know?
Totally.
And so I've always been like Beatles, Stones kind of classic, but you know, I love Nirvana and I love Green Day and I love the Jeff Buckley. You know,
Massive Jeff Buckley fan.
yeah. Did you hear me
Massive.
say that?
Yeah.
Does he not? Look like it?
I was hysterically laughing. He looks exactly like that. Best call. Best call.
I was
Yeah.
like, I think, does he have an Ankh tattooed somewhere on his arm? You know.
I love that.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, Jeff Buckley, to me, was like, you know, like a light in the dark as far as, you know, more contemporary everything that where like you could mix like this like kind of like, you know, operatic vocal in rock besides Freddie Mercury, obviously,
Right.
but you know, and there's like a he has this element to his voice that I always like felt like was too much like with me, like when I would sing sometime like this histrionic kind of like, you know, are you all right? kind of thing, you know, like you're okay, right? You know,
Are you meaning to do that?
Yeah. And he gave, you know, made it okay and beautiful, and so I don't know, I think he and he, you know, he was definitely like kind of left of center, and he had a vibe, you know, and I loved that about him.
I'm so happy to hear you say this because, firstly, Grace is one of my favorite albums of all
Yeah.
time. I think Grace is a perfect album from
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah.
But you do remind me of Jeff Buckley.
No way.
You do,
Oh, that's
really,
so
because
cool.
I think just because both of you are in a league of your own.
Oh, thanks.
You're totally, you know, genreless.
Yeah.
And kind of doing your own thing, and vocally also, he is
Oh,
one
thanks.
of the greatest vocals. You are one of the greatest vocals. So I love
you.
that you love Jeff Buckley as I was
Thank
hoping
you. Oh yeah,
that
he's
you
a
would.
massive
Yeah.
inspiration, and yeah, I wish we could drink together now.
I know.
Which I think we also probably could do on par. Terror. Who is? Oh, have you heard? I keep talking about this guy, but I love him. This guy Tamino. Have you heard of him?
No.
So he's like Tamino, and he's from Belgium.
Okay.
And they're calling him like the Belgium Jeff Buckley, and he get the record Amir. It's his first
Okay.
record. He was the last show I saw before quarantine, and it was like that night that you weren't supposed to like. It was just like.
Oh, it was like.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm never going to see this kid in this small room again.
Right.
And I think it was sold out at the Masonic Lodge on Hollywood Cemetery.
venue, yeah.
And yeah, and he reminds me, actually, he never gets up to, speaking of the histrionic thing, he never goes that crazy.
Right.
But he goes high, you'll see, and he also has a low end to his voice that's very, and the way he writes is very Leonard Cohen.
Wow.
So, and it's, you know, it's also, like Grace, a great record to fuck to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good sex record. It's just good.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's got an arc. It's got the whole thing. You know.
This is like the best takeaway. I can't wait to hear it.
I know.
It's
You're
amazing.
like, she was great, but she, next, like all of a sudden, like Tamino's sitting here, and I'm like
I'm like obsessed with Tamino now.
floundering out.
I love that.
nowhere.
So that was the last show you saw. What else have you been watching? Anything in quarantine? Anything?
You know, Little Westworld.
Yeah.
I watched. Oh man, I mean, Mike actually hit me to this. Have you seen that show Alone?
No.
Oh God. All right. It's like, this is one of his favorite shows, and he also really likes Naked and Afraid, which I haven't gotten to that yet, but Alone, it's like, I only watched the 6th season, and it's on Netflix. The rest of it's on Hulu, I think. But it's like, and it's such a nice, it's like, not a documentary, not about all the stuff that's going on, you know, right now. It's an escape, but without being like kind of grossly frivolous escape, because it's
Right.
like basically 10 people are in like the Arctic on this one, and they can only bring 10 things, and then they have to, you know, kind of build shelter and do all this stuff, and the scope of it is really interesting, and it's like I feel like it's a deep character study of like how people deal with life in
Right.
general. It's really good. So I've been watching that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I don't know, you know, Palm Springs.
Yes, I watched that as well.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with true crime. So like the new
Oh, really?
Unsolved Mysteries is back. Which
Sometimes
is
that
amazing.
gets so dark for me,
It is
but
dark.
you
It
know,
is dark.
yeah.
I do enjoy it though, and I love documentaries. So
Yeah,
I
me
love to
too.
learn. So
Yeah,
any
I've been like,
documentary,
you
I will
know,
watch it. I will watch
me
it on
too.
anything.
I didn't watch it. I really want to watch the John Lewis one.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
have to-
watched it.
I have to watch
just
it.
want to. We've been dealing with this stuff, and I just really want to like absorb every
Yes,
sentence of that.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'm so excited about the new music.
Thank you.
What do you hope what role do you hope your music plays in today's world? How do you hope it resonates with your fans?
I don't want to get too lofty for it, but just like, just some solace, maybe, and just, take people from, the quietest emotion to, screaming their heads off in the car, I think, I just feel like there's something about music that is healing, it really does kind of put you back together sometimes, and, I always I'm a broken record about connection, but I do feel like it's a connection thing, and even, I feel like my fans often, say that they found their people through, my music, and like it connects people as far as like, it's like people liking a certain movie or a show, and they feel like, oh yeah, because you like that, we have
community,
something together, and I love that aspect of it, and just ultimately even connection through ages, like I feel like I have a vast age group, and I've had families come up to me, and little kids and old men, and everybody in between, so I'm just and a level of consistency. That's why I'd like to keep on kind of evolving as a songwriter and keep on putting out songs, because I feel like it's nice to to know when you go to this person's work that you're getting what you want or expect, and then a little more. I always try to push it. I'm not really one of those artists. It's like, oh, you like that? Good, I'm going over here. You're gonna come. I don't care if you come.
Pivot.
I don't care. Yeah,
right,
I don't.
Totally.
I'm not a pivoter. You know what I mean? I'm a snowball, baby.
I'm a non-pivoter.
I do snowballing. I'm like, come on, let's go.
Oh, that's beautiful, LP. Well, thank you so much for your beautiful heart and for being such a unifier of diversity. It's really what you are.
Oh, thank
really.
you. That is well said. She said it. I mean,
you are, though.
You could cut that part out. Take two. I mean, unifier of diversity. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and you're allowing us to celebrate all of this, with this special performance, and thank you for having me be part of it. It's awesome.
I appreciate you very much.
So excited.
Thank you.
I appreciate your whistling.
Should we talk about what a stud you are for a second? Head of a global Spotify of rock. Everyone, I had a guy, you know Charlie Overby?
Yeah, of course.
He called me this morning. He's like, hey, can you talk? He's like, how'd that Allison thing go down? I'm like, I don't know. Managers, she liked me. He's like, she's amazing. She's really cool. She helped me out. She's really cool.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I am like a rock and roll missionary. I love rock, alternative, whatever you want to call it. I don't get into semantics. I love great music, and I love to be able to
What is the rock and roll missionary position? Can you tell us?
It's open to interpretation.
All right, then. See the diagram after the show. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Nice. Great. I love you for that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
No, I love everything you do. I think you're hilarious.
Oh,
you're
thank you. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try, that's why I didn't want to talk to you before.
Totally.
Because we just would have been like,
no,
they're like, hello,
so
my honey, hello, my baby, and then nothing.
Totally.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think it might still be wrong.
Okay.
Oops. Well, I won't tell that joke I was going to tell you. Are we done?
To be continued.
All
right, cool.
all right. Thanks. Hi. Welcome to Soundcheck, everybody. Yeah. Hear me now, bear me no witness. Tell me how many eyes had you so down, was it down by the time that it don't go round? Bear me no witness. If they save me, love me or hate me. Love me or hate me. I'm a street cop drug, never know what I'm really made of. Oh no. Are we doing the whole song? I thought this was Soundcheck, everybody. All right. All right. Hold on, I know you're scared, but you're supposed to have an eyes shut tight. Just pretend you like a feather. Hold on, come together, but don't look down, not ever. Don't ask why. Just look out into a forever. Oh, this time. You're just trying not to lose it. You can always learn to fly. You never do until you're too late. Up high in the middle of nowhere. Don't know what you love when you get there. You walk high and low on a tightrope. I'll be there, but you know you never know. Take a chance, you can dance up and beat there. Feels so good after die, but I don't care. I walk slow and low on a tightrope. I'll be last, but you know, you never know. You never know. We're just a step from fearless. Oh, tease. I miss you guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Thank you so much for tuning into the Soundcheck. We really appreciate it. All night, sipping on a feeling. I won't lie, was nervous for this evening. Then you arrived. Oh God, why you gotta look so hard? Remembering your body and mind. I wanna cry. I knew that you'd be here tonight, but I don't know how I got so late. Whoops. Just trying not to catch your eye and see my fate. She looks at you like I used to, and I'm just sitting in the corner, just hanging, just hanging. I thought only I would get that smile. Now I'm just watching from the corner, just hanging, just hanging. Oh no, feeling that vertigo, slow roll, feeling that swell of desire. Am I on fire?
Baby, you're a dreamer. You don't know what I need yet. But now I know you got heart. But come back from the stars. Your head in the clouds. It never come down. And I love the way. Early days, I love the maze we found. So I'm trying to understand, and I wanna hold your hand. But on your trip, you lost my grip somehow. Before the nightmare comes to play, hold me in the light of day. I just need you here to stay. Baby, you're a dreamer, and I know I need you. And I know you got us, but I'm back from the stars. 'Cause baby, you're a dreamer, and we are gonna dream you. We can live in the dark. I can see where you are. I know you can't see. You don't know who you should be. But baby, you got me. I can wake you from your sleep right now. Before the nightmare comes to play, hold me in the light of day. I just need you here. Please say, baby, you're a dreamer. You don't know I need you. And I know you got us. But come back from the stars. 'Cause baby, you're a dreamer, and we are gonna dream you. We can live in the dark. I can see where you are. Now, baby, don't dream on and be the one I dream of. And baby, don't dream on. Baby, you're a dreamer.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks again for tuning in today. And this is just a sound check, so just like messing around, warming up, getting the pipes going. And I'm so glad you've joined us. And we're here at the Beehive. My LP Obsession, thanks for the flowers. That was very nice. And what else we got to tell you? Fun fact, Lauren painted that bass head. Very cool. Last night at 1 a.m. Fantastic. Well done. What else do I got for you? That's it. That's all. Alex is currently growing hair as we speak. It's growing. I didn't see that. You shaved your beard. That's what was different. Yeah, I told him he looks like he was in Jeff Buckley's band in the 90s. Look up pictures of Michael Ty side by side. It's uncanny, which makes me feel like Jeff Buckley, which is fantastic. All right. Great feeling. Okay, what next? Sure. Okay. Remember the? Does everybody remember the tambourine incident? Another fun fact: the old tambourine, my tambourine that was stolen from a Scottish show in Glasgow. Yeah, it was returned, and thanks to you guys because you all put the word out and all that stuff, and it's been all over the new record. It lives on. It was returned. No, it was returned. No way. Oh yeah, it was returned, and it's been all over the new record, which is really funny because Mike has like 800 tambourines, and we were still like, no, that's the best one. It was a ransom situation. No, okay, I don't know. It arrived in the mail. It had a little backpack on, and it was just like, "Hello, I came all the way back." One little symbol. They sent one of these, and they were like, "We have it."
That's not funny. Enjoy. Oh no. That's messed up. Okay.
We are kneeling at the river's edge and tempting all the steps to follow closer right behind. Is it only when you feel the pint is empty that it's gnawing out the corners of your mind? I will ask you for mercy. I will come to you blind. What you see is the worst me, not the last of my kind. Oh, in the muddy water we're falling. Oh, in the muddy water we're crawling. Holds me down, holds me down, sold me out. In the muddy water we're falling.
I think you're good. It feels good. Yeah. You're right. Let me speak to the shepherd. Yeah.
Now that you got what you wanted, now that you got what you need, and if we're gonna be honest, honestly, what's left for me? Nuts is close, nuts, and all honest and all is trying to be a guy for you, trying to be a son, trying to be a home in the place that you go to. Never took the whole world, I put it in your hands. Really trying hard, but I don't understand every I've been the one that you love. I've been the one that you love. Don't treat my love like a habit. Why don't you show me a way?
Ooh, tomorrow. Thank you so much. Why don't we Should we try something that we haven't practiced? That's fun.
Great idea.
Classic LP. Let's do something we haven't run through. Not porcupine. Oh, we can do the power. Sure.
Oh, interesting. Now I need the acoustic with the capo on 3. And then we switch to television. Yeah,
Has this been sitting out here since yesterday? It has, right? Mmm. Yum. Oh, so good.
Taylor, let me know when you're good.
I am loaded. We will see.
I think this. Bitches brew, yo. For real, though. Who's it?
I've been thinking all night. I see the world, more things than you know I could ever be. My girl, and you're the best that I've ever seen. Said I've been thinking all right. Well, this is it. This is what we got, what it's gonna be. My girl, I see a prophecy. Like a dream in the scene from a garden of Eden. Cold snake come my way, but I wouldn't believe it. I need you forever. My secrets, my soul untold. I gave you the great unknown. I'll always remember the moment you let me go. And when I'm alone, I know I gave you the power. Oh, oh, and baby, then you know. Oh, I gave you the power.
You got some more minutes?
Do you remember making love on a hill at the top of the Topanga? Do you remember a handful of pills on a midnight adventure? I do, I do. Late in September, it started to end, and I felt you pretending. How good is surrender? Through the high and the low, I just wanted to love you. And I do, I do. I do. All of the hurt you've been hiding away cuts me at once like a switchblade. So take every step you can take, and I'll give it to you, give it to you. I always knew that you cut me someday. I fell in love with a switchblade, and I know that you did the same. So I'll give it to you, give it to you. We were electric. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And keep watching. We got some other stuff. Okay? Thank you. We were electric. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And keep watching. We got some other stuff. Okay? Thank you.